morning, friends. I hope you're all doing well. It's lovely to have you back. I am so looking forward to today because first of all, my mum is here, which is always such a treat. And secondly, we're both heading out on a little day trip together and we're going to Peebles. So my mum's never been to Peebles and I've only been for a flying visit back in 2020 when I was down there for, a press trip. So it was a beautiful time. We had a great time down there. But it was, we had a timetable that we had to follow. So I didn't really get to see too much of Peebles. And I hear it's really lovely. And there's bookshops and cafes and charity shops. So it honestly sounds like my mum and I in a place. So very much looking forward to that. I'm literally just about to head out the house. That's why I've got my... I feel like I wear this in every video, but it's just my comfiest combination of clothes. It's meant to be quite chilly today. So we're just about to head out to get the bus. And I think it's going to take about an hour and 20 minutes from Edinburgh bus station to Peebles. Anyway, let's get going. We've made it to the bus station. We've arrived in Peebles, we've been shuggled and it was so warm on the bus, but we're so happy to be here. Now to find a place for lunch because we're also really hungry. Unfortunately, the cozy kitchen was full up and we're really hungry, so we're not going to wait for a table. We'll set off again to see where else we can find that might have a table for us for lunch. We've been doing a spot of charity shopping and it's been actually quite successful. I haven't bought any clothes, but I have been looking for Michael Palin box set of his travels for so long, and I actually recently ordered it online and they sent me the wrong box, so I have to return it, and I was going to reorder it, but they actually had an almost brand new box in the charity shop which had even more of a series than the one I'd ordered, so that was perfect. And I also picked up a book So anyway, now we're just having a little browse, a little wander around some streets that we think look interesting. So we finally found somewhere that's a little bit quieter because we're both so surprised at how busy Peebles is, and not even with people, there are a lot of people about too, but there is so much traffic. I don't even remember the last time I was somewhere that had this much traffic, and I live in the city centre, which, yeah, it's so busy. My mum and I stumbled across Crosskirk as we were exploring, and I thought it would be fun to share a little bit of its history with you. So it says on the 9th of May 1241, a fine cross was found on the site of Crosskirk. Soon after, a stone urn was found on the same site containing what some people thought to be the cremated remains of St. Nicholas. The site was soon associated with miracles, and Alexander III paid for the first church on the site. We really enjoyed just wandering about the ruins, and it was just a very peaceful space. Oh my goodness. We've had a good old wander, but we're feeling in desperate need of a cuppa. And we saw somewhere earlier actually, so we're going to see if they're still open. Thank you very much. Lovely. We've had our cuppa and our scone, and it was much needed because we were so chilly and also just feeling like we needed a little bit of calm and sit down and just a wee cup of tea. So feeling so much more energized, and now we're on to the last place of the day, another bookshop. I see Paddington Bear. And that was our little outing to Peebles. I wanted to just sit down at the end of this video and have a little chat because when looking back through the footage, I realised that I didn't check in as much as I thought I did or would have wanted to, just to have little chats throughout the day and explain what we were doing and our thoughts. And I think that was just due to the fact of how cold it was. It was so cold that day. That was one of the most vivid memories of our little outing. It was so fun and really enjoyable, and we loved having a little wander, but most of the time we were very cold. So glad that the sun was out. That was so refreshing. But there was this really cold wind, and especially when we were in that, I think it's called like St. Andrew's Cemetery, particularly cold, I think just because it was so exposed. But we also had such a lovely time, and it was also an excuse to keep popping into cafes and bookshops and charity shops just to warm up a little bit and then head out again. We really enjoyed coming across randomly. I think it's called Crosskirk. We also, those bookshops, it was so lovely to have a little look in, and we particularly loved visiting, well maybe I did, the wool shop, because there was an incredibly friendly shop dog. It was just so lovely. I can't remember its name now, but anyway, it was so lovely to see it and just get the cuddles. And for the 2 cafes as well, I don't think I really gave any reviews, but we were so glad with the places that we picked. Firstly, I think it was this lovely little cafe above a gift shop. Is it something called like number 52? We really enjoyed the lunch there, really nice sandwiches, and the tea was lovely. The only slight thing that wasn't so much our cup of tea, but is obviously preference, is that they had quite loud music, and I think it was maybe kind of pop punk music, and I like a bit of pop punk now and then, but not so relaxing when you're having lunch, in my opinion. But other than that, really loved that place and would recommend. And then we also really enjoyed the Oven Door, I think it's called, and it was so nice because we just sort of squeaked in before they closed, like maybe half an hour before they closed. So people were sort of leaving, and we at the end had the place to ourselves, which was so lovely, and had some cheese scones there and cups of tea. So that was really nice. I'm so glad that because after we'd had our lunch, we walked a little bit further and saw the Oven Door and thought how cozy it looked. So I loved the excuse that we had to pop back in again and have a little cup of tea later. The other funny thing that I didn't get a chance to film or talk about is my fault. So we ended up staying in Peebles much longer than we had planned or anticipated. I think we didn't actually end up leaving till maybe 5:30 or something like that, 5:45. And that was because I didn't realise that the buses weren't as regular later on in the day. So I think we were thinking maybe heading back about 4-ish, 4:30. And when we got to the bus stop at 4:30, or just after, we had literally just missed a bus. And then after 4:30, it was every hour. So we had a whole hour to kill. And by then the shops were shutting. We'd been in all the places we wanted to see. And it was so cold because the sun really had dipped or gone behind clouds. But thankfully, there was this lovely church next door that we were just browsing its bulletin board, and it said, anybody's welcome to come in. If you're, not a Christian, welcome, and it had all the list. And the last one, I think, was even if you're just waiting for the bus. So we decided to try the door. It was open and we sat in there, and huge thank you to that beautiful church for just letting us shelter in there, that we didn't freeze. We had a little read through their pamphlets and stuff, and the building itself was really beautiful. I'll maybe try and pop in a picture here inside. I really liked the atmosphere in there, very peaceful. Sat in there for over an hour because the bus actually was running 20 minutes late, so we waited a good while for the bus, and we even met one of the congregation. She came in because she was heading into Edinburgh to go to a concert at the Usher Hall, so we ended up chatting with her for maybe 20 minutes or so, which was lovely. And then finally the bus came. So we got home, we got back to Edinburgh, and literally just because I think that day the trams weren't working, so we just figured it was faster to walk home. So we were like shivering walking down Leith Walk, and we nipped into a shop, like a supermarket, and just got ready meal macaroni cheese and popped it in the microwave as soon as we got in. So anyway, it was such a lovely outing, and if you made it this far, thank you so much. I always enjoy filming them and sharing them with you, and it means the world that you also seem to maybe enjoy watching them as well. And I will see you. Oh, there's a giant black cat outside on the wall. Oh, okay. Anyway, I am going to head off and edit this video, and I'm all cozy with my cup of tea and my big cozy sweatshirt, fluffy sweatshirt. And I will see you all very soon. Bye.